Yeah.
You get this, and then she gets another one.
We recording, Janice?
I just texted.
We are recording, Mayor.
We are recording, all right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Delanco Township Committee meeting for April 15th, 2024, held here at 7 p.m. at the Municipal Building. Can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Here.
Mr. Olet.
Here.
Ms. Seuss. Here. Mr. Templeton.
Here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here. Also present, Mr. Schwab, our Township Administrator, Mrs. Lohr, our Municipal Clerk, Mrs. Russell, our Deputy Municipal Clerk, and Mr. Taylor, our Township Planner. Can you please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please read the Sunshine Statement.
Please be advised that proper notice of this meeting has been given in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act in the following manner. Written notice has been mailed to the Burlington County Times and Courier Post and published in the January 4th, 2024 editions. And written notice has been posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Delanco at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. This meeting of the Delanco Township Committee may be transmitted via live stream on YouTube video. The streaming of the meeting is not intended to be relied upon as formal public access under the Open Public Meetings Act. And if the technology is disrupted for any reason, the township meeting will proceed in person as an official meeting in accord with the official notice.
All right, thank you very much, Janice.
You're welcome.
I've never felt so secure as I do this evening with all these officers and canine puppy in here, because all dogs are puppies, as my wife would say. So first item up on the agenda, speaking of these officers, we have a special presentation on March 30th at our Easter egg hunt. We had a situation that resulted in a very young special needs child running off and was missing for a significant amount of time. I was out there as well as Ms. Seuss, Mr. McFadden, and Mr. Graybaugh from Rec was out there. This was toward the end of the hunt, and we ended up having a different hunt for the child, and the fine officers you see here this evening were all a part of it. And you know, I've never worked, well, I've worked side by side with the officers at fire calls and EMS calls, but literally running through woods trying to find a child, I can't keep up with them. So we have a special proclamation this evening honoring the officers. If you guys come stand right up here. This here, I don't want to block them. This is a proclamation of the, is this on? All right. This is a proclamation of the Township of Delanco honoring police officers Robert Deering, Jack Gallagher, Chad Haney, Timothy Morano, Aaron Martinez, Octav Osgurl, Charles Ziegler, and of course K9 Echo. Whereas it was the desire of the Township of Delanco to recognize the aforementioned officers, being Patrolman Chad Haney and Patrolman Octav Osgurl, I'm sorry if I just butchered that, of the Edgewater Park Township Police Department, Patrolman Aaron Martinez, and K9 Echo of the Burlington City Police Department. Sergeant Charles Ziegler of the Beverly City Police Department, Patrolman Timothy Morano of the Riverside Police Department, and Sergeant Rob Deering and Jack Gallagher of the Delanco Township Police Department for their unwavering dedication and commitment to their own and all communities through their call to protect and serve. And whereas their timely response and actions in answering the call for the search of a missing child in Delanco Township on March 30th, 2024, resulted in preventing a potentially devastating and tragic ending. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Township of Delanco of the Township of Delanco, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, on behalf of the citizens of the Township of Delanco, that Robert Deering, Jack Gallagher, Chad Haney, Timothy Morano, Aaron Martinez, Octav Osgarol, Charles Ziegler, and Canine Echo are hereby recognized and commended for their dedication and contributions so unselfishly given by them, and also wish to offer our sincere appreciation to those unfailing heroes of our communities. In witness whereof, the mayor, deputy mayor, and committee persons have caused these present to be executed, and the seal of Township of Delanco affixed this 15th day of April, 2024. Thank you very much, guys, for being out there that day. And this happened right next to a body of water. The creek is right there. We all saw what happened a few weeks beforehand in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, and that would have been very tragic that happened here. And all you guys for being out there and finding this child quickly. No small feat. Greatly appreciated. I know the family does as well. Thank you very much. And I have proclamations for each of you. Okay. There we go. All right. So, everyone give these guys a round of applause.
Anytime I get in this chair,
We gotta get some padding for you.
right here. Yeah, 'cause it's just my-
How precious is that?
Yeah, I don't think they.
I wanted to see if we could borrow the puppy. He could just stay here throughout the meeting. Would be nice.
Get Earl.
All right, next item up on the agenda, the 2024 municipal budget public hearing and adoption. So, Resolution 2024-70, resolution authorizing municipal budget reading by title only We have a motion for that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Seuss, second by Mr. Olet, to adopt Resolution 2024-70. We have a roll call, please, Janice?
Ms. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes.
Mr. Templeton?
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes. All right. Hearing is now open to the public for 2020.
Mayor, if you
Do
want me
wanna
to give a quick
do your
summary?
little thing for, yeah.
Sure. Number one, I gave you each, and there were out there, the backup, if you ever you want to read details about how we are where we are, details on how the revenues came in, on the potential for the future, the status of the caps, comparing the appropriations and the surplus over the years. There's even on the third page, the various tax rate implications depending on the assessed value. And then the last page focuses on any major changes, increases in revenue, increase and decreases in appropriations, the significant items for detail. My only comment, you also have, of course, the budget message and the spreadsheets that go along with it. The key thing that I wanted to point out for the record is that this is a budget that focuses on public works, parks, replacing, retiring longtime employees, maintaining our police department. We're paying off debt while at the same time making sure we're moving forward on our capital projects. And we're doing all that with a 2-cent increase, which is 1.81%. A lot of that has to do with the fact that we've been able to build and retain surplus fund balance that we're able to use to offset some costs, and because we have increased in ratables, assessed values with the new work for the last few years, so that builds up to a certain point. So that has helped in this particular budget, and I think that it gets everything done that everybody wants to have done at a very, very reasonable price. So that's the quick and dirty. If anyone has any other comments, or if any public members have any questions, now's the time. Otherwise, then you can approve it. Just one thing to note, that every third year we send it up to the state for review versus self-review. This year it went up to the state. There were a couple of technical things that our auditor took care of, but it's the fastest approval I've seen in 40 years of doing this. So I think we're in pretty good shape, and if anyone has any questions, any of us can help answer it. Otherwise, you can move forward if there are none.
Thank you very much, Richard, and great job keeping this budget as best as you could, keeping that number down as much as we could. We all did a good job with coming up with a very good budget for this town. I guess let's open the meeting to the public first, and we can go through any questions anyone else has up here. So, meeting's open to the public for the 2024 municipal budget. If you have any questions, comments, please come up to the podium and give your name and address for the record. You're making an entrance, Joanne.
Joanne Schlimley, 316 Oakford Avenue. I want to thank you very much. It was my first time really going through a budget process at a municipal level. Mr. Schwab, I understood everything the way that it was laid out. I very much appreciated the camaraderie and the preparedness when we met with your committees. A wonderful learning experience. So thank you very much for the collaboration, but most importantly, being able to understand the process. That budget is so easy to follow and compare to previous years. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you very much, Joanne. Anyone else? All right. Seeing none, we will close this public session on the budget, and there will be public sessions for everything besides the budget later on in the meeting. There'll be 2 of them. All right. Committee, do you have any questions, comments?
I'd just like to reiterate what Joanne said, but I'd like to thank Richard because he has helped us to actually develop the budget that is so transparent that it's easy for anyone to understand. And he just does a super job. We're very fortunate to have him on board. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
He does well with that red pen.
Blue.
Anything, Carolyn?
No, I think it's a great budget, and we're excited to have the funding to move forward with the projects that are on our capital wish list and to not have a huge tax increase to the residents this year. We're lucky to have that. Hopefully, there won't be any major tax implications with the school, but that's not for our worry. But yeah, we're happy with this budget, and I'm grateful for everybody that worked on it.
Vern?
Thank the department heads and Richard and his knowledge and experience over the years in guiding us through the process of our budget. Back in 2007 and 8, I can't say the same thing where we were at. It was sort of being led in the dark back then, and the transparency that occurs now is years apart. So again, thank you. The organizations that make things happen here in town. Again, we, the Township Committee, set policy, but the work is done by the employees and the organizations that are here in town to make Delanco what it is.
Thank you, Vern. Mike?
I think everything got covered there. But yeah, commend all the department heads, Chief, Mr. Fenimore, you're not Mr. Fenimore, but you a little closer haircut. Mrs. Floor, Mrs. Russell, all the, as Fern said, the volunteer groups. The budget's not a snapshot, it's more like one frame of a movie that we look at where we've been, we look at where we are, and look at where we want to be a couple years down the road. So this positions us, it's just one step to position us to be financially healthy and solvent and doing the things we need to do and want to do in the future. So well done for everybody.
To quote the famous words of Fernolette, ditto. All right.
I like that one.
All right, so we have Resolution 2024-71, adoption of the 2024 municipal budget. Can we have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Seuss, second by Ms. Fitzpatrick. Can we have a roll call, please, Janice?
Ms. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes.
Mr. Templeton?
Yes.
And Mr. Barber?
Yes. All right, thank you very much, everyone. Ordinance 2024-5, adopting industrial rehabilitation areas redevelopment plan for Block 2100, Lot 4, 401 Creek Road, Block 2000, Lot 13.01, 450 Creek Road, Block 2000, Lot 13.04, 500 Creek Road, and Block 1900, Lot 1.01, 740 Creek Road. Third reading by title only and continued public hearing.
Mayor, in everyone's packet, you'll see that there is a memo from the Joint Land Use Board Secretary and Coordinator, Ms. Beverly Russell, that they have looked at this ordinance and have deemed it consistent with the master plan,
Okay,
for the record.
I see that here. Thank you both. Or Jens. Thank you both. All right. So we could open the hearing to the public for ordinance 2024-5.
Got to do a summary.
All right. So seeing no members of the public on 24-5, we'll close the hearing. Scott, do you have anything you want to add?
As you know, I love the sound of my own voice, and I could go on at length. But no, I think the report is self-explanatory. It advances the settlement agreement. It's consistent with the master plan and consistent with the local redevelopment and housing law. And if the township committee members have any questions, I could answer those.
Thank you.
And thank you for the compliment of calling me John Fenimore.
The resemblance is uncanny.
We'll see you still here in 60 years.
Yeah. All right, does anyone have any questions for Scott, or we're good?
Good.
All right.
Good.
Can we have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-5, please?
So moved.
Second.
Carolyn and Kate. Roll call, please.
Ms. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mr. Elect?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes.
Mr. Templeton?
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes. Ordinance 2024-6, amending Chapter 234 governing rental property, second reading by title only, and public hearing. Have a good night, Scott.
Take yours.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks for everything you said this evening. We will open the hearing, to the public for ordinance 2024-6. Seeing none, we'll close that hearing to the public. Anyone on the committee have any questions?
No.
All right. Can I have a motion, please, to adopt 2024-6, please?
So moved.
Second.
Kate and Carolyn, roll call, please.
Mrs. Patrick?
Yes.
Mr. Elect?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes.
Mr. Templeton?
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes. All right, 2024-7, I wish I had a drink here to read this one, of water. An ordinance amending and supplementing a bond ordinance of the Township of Delanco originally adopted on December 20th, 2021, as amended on August 1st, 2022, entitled, quote, "A Bond Ordinance of the Township of Delanco in the County of Burlington, authorizing the construction of improvements and related work to install a new seawall and emergency services access along the Delaware River between Union Avenue and Willow Street, appropriating the sum of $820,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $779,000 in bonds or notes of the township for financing such appropriations, and making such determinations and covenants, and authorizing certain related actions in connection with the foregoing," end quote. Second reading by title only and public hearing. The title was long enough. We will open the hearing to the public for 2024-7. Seeing none, we will close the hearing to the public. Any questions or comments from committee?
No.
Okay. Can we have a motion to adopt 2024-7, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Fern, second by Mike. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Patrick?
Yes.
Mr. Elect?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes.
Mr. Templeton?
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes. All right. Ordinance 2024-8, an ordinance authorizing the execution and filing of a deed of confirmation relating to prior municipal tax lien foreclosure and 15 Trout Trail, second reading by title only and public hearing. Open the hearing to the public for ordinance 2024-8. Seeing none, we will close that hearing to the public. Questions or comments on committee?
None.
No.
The motion to approve 2024-8, please.
Moved.
Second.
Carolyn and Kate, roll call, please.
Mrs. Patrick?
Yes.
Mr. Elect?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes.
Mr. Templeton?
Yes.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes. All right, meeting is now open to the public for any other comments or questions. This is session number 1. If you have a comment or question, Ray, you're just chomping at the bit to stand up, I know it. Please step forward and give your name and address for the record, and there will be another session later on in this meeting.
Ray Weber, 22 Ships Way. I just want to thank the Township Police Department and the Public Works Department. On Sunday, we had a tree come down, township tree that came down on New Glen Boulevard. I contacted the non-emergency number. They took down all my information, and I passed it on also to John Fenimore, and they came out this morning at 7:30 and cleaned it all up. They pushed it off to the side, because it was blocking the road. So I just want to thank the township. Okay?
That's it?
That's it, Ray?
You're welcome, Ray.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Ray.
We're done.
All right. Anyone else have any comments or questions? Again, there'll be another session later on. Seeing no one at this time, we will close this comment and question section of the meeting to the public. And we will go to comments and reports, starting with Mr. Schwab, Township Administrator.
Okay, thank you. A few things here, let me get to it. Okay. A lot of things came in over the weekend. I'm going to mention briefly things that, in many cases, I already passed on to you. Number one, we got the reminder from DEP that they're asking us to submit a survey dealing with access to our water areas, and I'm not sure who's supposed to respond to that because everyone's got an opinion. They're asking for a single opinion from the municipality, but you have 50 people, you probably have 50 different opinions to answer the question. So I'm bringing that to your attention, how you want to handle that survey. I know, Matt, I think you were going to...
Yeah, I got one directly. I guess it was a couple weeks ago, and I responded kind of...
Oh, so you
Right
responded
after
because
that.
they sent it again?
Yeah, I saw that it said second request, so I don't know if they're
Okay,
expecting
so
one.
you submitted it already?
I submitted one, but I think
Okay.
everyone could submit one.
It's the first email I got about it.
I guess it just went to Richard and myself then?
Yeah, I did originally, when it came in again today, I thought, well, maybe, you know, you hadn't, so I thought I'd send it to everybody. If anyone else got any, there's a thing you can click on if you want to fill out the survey, and it says you got to say who you are and what your
The more the merrier,
view
I guess.
is, and you want to be involved. It, of course, asks Delaware River and how important it is to be connected and what things you have
I
here.
guess I misread that. I did that.
Oh, so you did it right. I mean, it all sounds so familiar, but now
Yeah.
somebody records.
I don't know what plan they were talking about, but I did.
Yeah, I don't either, so. Just want to make sure nobody can say they didn't get it. Because speaking of, as I forwarded to you, we got confirmation from Senator Singleton's office about the budget requests and thanked us for compiling them and pointed out there's no guarantee we'll get any funding, and we just want to be prepared, and we're important to him, and we may or may not hear from him. So you received that.
All we could do is try.
Yep. We received today the permit that DEP issued to New Jersey American Water for the pipe the secondary pipe they want to construct between Riverside and here, and they'll have to come to us for an easement to have it tie on a Buttonwood like PSE&G did with their gas. So we move forward, so that's the next step. So we'll start talking with them. We received a notice from Delaware Valley Regional Planning Commission. They're doing a traffic count on Burlington Avenue between Eagle Lane and what they call an unnamed road, which I assume is the entrance to River's Edge. So they're going to, at some point, they're going to do some traffic count over there. I don't know how long, what they're doing it for or anything like that, but we did receive such a notice, so that's going to go on. We talked about all the IT tech stuff, which is one of the things in the budget, and you may have seen poor Danny's been working to do phase one, which is switching over our email from El Cheapo to Microsoft so that we actually can communicate with each other. But while that's going on, those that have been transferred over can communicate with each other, but not with anyone who hasn't transferred. So the internal communication is going to take a few days till everybody's on the same system. Everyone can email out to the world, but not to each other till he gets it all done. So he's in here working to get that going. We're also starting to work with Comcast to bring in the fiber optic. We got notification of who's in charge of that, and he's working with them to make sure that they're happy with where they're going to bring the fiber optic into, and we'll try to get a schedule on that. So those projects are moving. In the meantime, he's also going to wire up the building for Wi-Fi, so it's not just the little one in the conference room. It'll be a Wi-Fi for the entire building. So he'll be, once he gets the email portion done, then he'll work on that next, and then we'll wait for Comcast.
How long do you anticipate the email to take?
This week,
Oh, good.
yeah. So once he gets all the building done and so on, he'll be in touch with all of you guys about switching your stuff over.
I think
So-
Dan's going to be sleeping in the building tonight. He's
I
gonna
know.
Borrow one of the beds in the jail cells.
You
or
just
something.
hope, if you come out and see him not here, that means he was successful. He was trying to, he got Janice's set up. He was going to finish Bev's while we're in here. And, you know, we'll see. He's already got 3 or 4 others set up. So by the end of the week, hopefully we'll be in good shape there.
Yeah, he was here when I was here this morning, and he was here when I came back now, so
Exactly,
long day for him.
exactly. The other 2 things, Mike, I forgot to ask you, do you want to report on the shade tree, those bridge commission trees, or should I? You were copied on that. I didn't know whether you were involved in that.
I'm not prepared to talk about
Okay.
that if you want to go.
Yeah, I will. I received a notice from the Bridge Commission that they have a tree giveaway program they do every year. So I forwarded that on to the Shade Tree Commission, and usually they wait till their meeting and so on, but Bill jumped on it right away, and he requested 8 crepe myrtles and 2 red buds for planting. They're small ones, but they'll confirm that at their meeting. But I just want to let you know that they're moving forward to get these 10 little trees to plant the appropriate places for free. So that's what they're working on, and Mike is a liaison. I'm sure he'll hear more about it at their meeting.
I'm sorry, Rich, they're just giving us the trees, there's no
Right.
keep alive guarantee for 2 years like the other grants?
And we
No.
have to plant them.
We plant them, yeah. They give it every year.
Okay.
Every year they make these
Yeah,
available to all the
yeah.
municipalities in the county. So.
Gotta find a home for them.
Yeah, he will, they will, they'll do that. And the other thing to mention is that tomorrow morning, Harry's having the pre-bid meeting at the waterfront park for the seawall. He says there's been at least a dozen companies that have expressed interest. So we'll either see a lot of people there, or not many people there, or see where it's going, but it'll be fascinating to listen to them. I remember the last time we had a lot of people was when we did the demolition at Turner to Ash. That was
Oh, yeah.
fascinating to watch all those contractors roaming around and so on, and seeing how he dealt with each one individually and so on. So we'll stop out there and see how that's going.
Supposed to be a nice morning for
Yeah.
walk on a
Yeah,
lucky.
it is, yeah.
Okay,
There was a group down there this afternoon looking.
I'm sure, yeah, if they are really interested, they've been there before, and they'll stop in tomorrow just so they can legally ask questions together.
That's at 10 o'clock tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's just fascinating to walk around and see what's going on. Okay, that's what I have. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Richard. Go to our department heads now. Chief?
Good evening. I'd like to start, I'd be remiss not to acknowledge, the mayor kind of downplayed their role in locating that missing child as the presentation was done. While our officers did their job, members of our community also really stepped up, and they were the ones that actually found them, including Al Graybov. I know the mayor, the deputy mayor, were all instrumental in locating. I know the rec department is involved, so I just want to thank you. It's really nice when our department and mutual aid agencies are able to work with community members as well, because that's what that's the goal. Everybody working together to get a job done. So I want to thank you all for your assistance in that matter.
And let's not forget Mr. McFadden, he was there. And Phil and myself got attacked by a vine that both hit us right in both on the left eye, on each of us, interestingly enough. But,
I do thank you all.
Thank you, Chief.
I'll begin with our monthly statistics for April to date. For the month so far, we've initiated 15 police cases. There were a total of 70 motor vehicle stops conducted, where 48 motor vehicle violations were issued. We handled 472 calls for service. They handled 1 motor vehicle crash. There were 4 adult arrests and 4 fugitive warrant arrests. Today, we were fortunate, we swore in our newest officer, Jacob Gorby. Officer Gorby, he's a resident of Riverside Township, graduated from Riverside High School, and also graduated from Rutgers University with a criminal justice degree. We were fortunate that Jacob started his career with us in 2019 as a Class 2. He then went on to get a full-time position in Lumberton Township, and ultimately went back to Riverside as a full-time officer. And we were able to get him through the lateral transfer program through civil service, and we're very fortunate because he worked out very well for us when he was here, and we look forward to him returning and doing a good job with us. I'm very confident of that. So it was a really nice hire, and we're looking forward to him coming back to our team. In the last 2 weeks, our agency conducted our first of 2 agency trainings for firearms. And the last topic I want to bring to the attention of everyone is I would like to acknowledge 2 of our officers, Detective Adam Lippick and Patrolman Ray Correa. On April 1st, because of their actions, they saved a resident's life. They got a call for a person in cardiac arrest, full cardiac arrest. Because of their quick actions, they were able to deploy an AED and initiated CPR. And they worked the subject until the EMS and paramedics got there, who continued to provide medical assistance. Prior to the prior to the leaving by ambulance, he regained consciousness, and shortly thereafter, I was told he was doing well. So without their heroic actions, that subject may not be here. But I'd like to acknowledge also Delran's EMS and the paramedics as well, as they were part of that team as well. And that's all I have to report for this
Thank you,
evening.
Chief. Yeah, and I was out there with the fire company, and it was really a great team effort. You guys did a great job with giving high-quality CPR, and they 100% saved that gentleman.
And I thank the fire department as well. I didn't realize it.
No, yeah, absolutely, and yeah, Delran and paramedics, I've never seen something like that. Everything went as perfect as it could possibly have been.
Good, good.
Chief, where do we stand with our recruit? Is he graduating this month?
May.
May?
Yeah.
And then we have another one that'll be in the fall?
Yeah, then, yep, now he'll be, let's see, I think, I don't have the date off the top of my head, it's like June.
Oh, okay.
Sometime June. That's a shorter academy. Atlantic County's a longer academy for some reason. Yeah, we'll have Officer Orff, and Recruit Kearns is progressing well, though, so we anticipate him being part of the team shortly thereafter.
And that's Gloucester County, right?
Yeah.
Probably more intense, maybe?
I don't know.
Twice as hard, half the way.
Twice as hard, I believe,
Yeah,
yeah.
none of them are easy, put it that way.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard that, so, thank you.
Chief, the conversation with Lieutenant Warren a week or so ago or more, and he mentioned that the state police was not going to be doing investigations for major traffic accidents. And-
Fatal accidents, that's correct. We got notification last year, middle of last year sometime, end of last year, and as a result, we have an officer that's going through the trainings. However, they're lengthy. There's I believe four different courses that they have to go to be certified. But yeah, the county and state police, kind of wipe their hands clean of actually coming out and doing the reconstruction.
Another training requirement and certification and retaining an individual that has that.
And it's lengthy. I mean, it's not an easy course.
Yeah.
I mean, I was through the first part of it, and, we had another officer who's no longer here, but he went through all four, and I think it took us 2 years or better to get him fully trained, because the courses aren't offered every day. So.
So do you only do accident reconstruction if it's a fatality?
Serious motor
Or
vehicle
serious.
accident or fatality. Yeah.
I guess in the meanwhile, we could use whatever mutual aid around here has that to
Correct,
to
but
cover.
that's getting harder and harder as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, so I guess it's the course isn't just a short online PowerPoint to watch.
No.
then.
No.
But what is anymore? All right, thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Clerk's office, Janice.
Yes, I attended the April 11th meeting of the Community Development Block Grant Program. The budget has been submitted to HUD, but HUD has not given its allocation for funding yet, so therefore there has been no word if any additional projects will be receiving funding other than what's been planned for already. So that's still not settled. And that is it, but I'll ask Mrs. Russell if she wants to announce any upcoming activities that we have for the town.
We have a couple things coming up. The yard sale will be on Saturday, April 27th. This Friday is the last day to get your address on the map. And then we'll have you print out the maps and have them around town on the website as well. The week following that, Saturday, May 4th, we'll be doing our big event, cleanup event at Public Works, where we'll have dumpsters for all sorts of things, electronics, tires, big things that you don't normally put out in the trash, or cannot put out in the trash. And we also will be having a shredding event here in the parking lot. So we can bring the shredder, and they'll be taken care of, as well as we're going to have a lot of municipal shredding.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Beth. All right, we'll go to the Township Committee. I'll start to my left this time. Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Well, thank you. I did attend the Board of Ed meeting in March. There was a brief presentation by Garrison Architects regarding the replacement of the roof at Pearson. It appears the project will be presented by way of referendum. The total amount was to be determined. There were a group of young ladies who represented the middle school at Lockheed Martin for Engineers Week. They were challenged and built a structure out of toothpicks and gumdrops that would support a lot of weight. And our group won the challenge and were recognized for their amazing accomplishment. The group acknowledged their science teacher, Mrs. Harper, since their project was built in the form of triangles, something they had learned in her class. Questions were raised regarding the board's goals and strategic plan, and hoping to receive that information at their next meeting, April 24th at 7 p.m. I attended the luncheon, the retirement luncheon here for Kitty Martin, who worked for the township for 16 years. She wore many hats in town, but is mostly known for being the secretary to the Joint Land Use Board. I was honored to present her with a proclamation from the Township Committee on behalf of the residents. We will miss her, but she is starting off her retirement with a trip to Hawaii, so everyone wished her aloha. Dysa Del Riv, of course, the sports season is underway. They had their opening day on April 13th, which was Saturday, and it was the first one that I have missed, and I can't tell you how many years due to illness. I was sick all last week. But this season is starting off with some good registrations. Baseball had 118, softball at 100, and t-ball 44. So it's really great, I think. They will be offering a CPR and AED training and certification on May the 11th, Ray, at 8 o'clock here at Town Hall. It's $100 per person. There was a lengthy discussion regarding teams and placement of players. Sabre is sending out a weekly newsletter that keeps everyone up to date on what's happening, naming a coach of the week and sharing action photos of the sports in season. I think it's a really great thing what she's been doing with the association. Their next meeting is April 23rd at 7 p.m. here at Town Hall. I did meet with the professionals and representatives from D.R. Horton regarding the final stages of the development for the crossings, what work was needed to complete the project, and also the escrow account. So they seem to be moving forward and very anxious to get the job done, so let's hope they do. The Easter egg hunt is always a fun event for the children. Of course, we did have that unfortunate, I guess, missing child event, but it was everything turned out good, thanks to all the people in Delanco that helped out, including our police officers. The seniors met on April the 9th. As I said, I was sick, so they had a guest speaker and a pizza party, and even though I was unable to attend, they delivered 2 pieces of pizza to me. Fern was kind enough to deliver them, and the president made sure I got them. I thought that was so sweet. Their next meeting is May 14th at Dobbins, and Steve Moritz's band will be entertaining the group. I was able to meet with the sewer authority because they met via Zoom, and the trunk line project has moved along nicely. The balance of the work to be completed will be lining 3 remaining manholes and installing 3 filter inserts. That should be completed in the next week or 2. There was a change order for manhole patching, leak elimination for 6 precast manholes. The work at the pump station is also underway. There was a change order for additional work due to the discovery of an unmarked underground utility that required a modification of the footing design. 989 Coopertown Road, there's no new update. And Stylex, there's no new update. They're still waiting for DEP to approve their discharge. The operator's report is on file, and the recent earthquake caused minor damage at an expansion joint in the concrete wall, encasing one of the 3 trickle filters at the Beverly Wastewater Treatment Plant. The damage was reported to DEP and the insurance company by the Beverly Sewage Authority, and the incident had no effect on the plant operations. So recreation, the meeting was canceled, and due to illness, I had indicated that I also missed the library events. They had a couple nice events that I was sorry to miss. So the Hen Advisory Board was notified that there were some chickens running loose in an area on Burlington Avenue, so as their liaison, I did prepare a letter to be sent out to the residents, to the resident and also the owner of the property, so we'll see how that works. And thank you, Bev, for your assistance with that. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kate. Go to my far right, Mr. Templeton.
Thank you. Good evening. A couple items tonight. Let's see, back on April 3rd, there was a webinar. It's the annual, out of Congressman Kim's office, the fiscal year 25 community project funding webinar. Due to the compression of the dates and due dates and everything for this. This is basically congressional earmarks for special projects that communities can submit their application and go into the barrel as far as hopefully getting some award money or some funding for that. Due to the problem with this is that you basically need a shovel-ready project. The other side of that is that the money pipeline doesn't open up until well over a year and a half down the road. Projects that were authorized or approved back in FY '23 are still awaiting the money to come through the pipe. So right now, we've got things already moving, and we've bonded for them as we did tonight. So there was really nothing that we could fit into those current parameters. But it's something for really long term, and it probably requires a little bit of investment because of planning, pre-planning, engineering, and so forth. But if there's something down the road, a community center or some other major project that we could start working towards, if you want to apply for this program, and it's also through the senators, any New Jersey senator's office too, on the Senate side. It's something else, but you kind of have to have a complete package. EAB was canceled, and we've been unable to, the members are kind of overscheduled themselves for the Environmental Advisory Board, so we haven't been able to meet this month as yet. The one thing they did want to do is back on, I think, March 19th, Mr. Schwab had circulated an email from the county Cultural Affairs Department on, the county's trying to organize a troll trek for sponsorship of artists to make trolls to put in municipal and county parks. The deadline is today, I believe. A couple EAB members were interested in that, or thought Delanco might want to play in that in this thing. It's no commitment, so an application was submitted, no cost, no commitment, and hopefully they can work with REC and see if there's something that's what they want to go forward on. But there's no obligation and no commitment and no money out of pocket for that. So
It's like that big rusty troll that's in Amesport?
it's all part of that.
It's a small version.
But these are supposed to be a minimum height of 4 feet. And it's kind of a two-part thing. There has to be a local sponsor and some money that comes with that, either a municipality or an organization. And then the county has a list of artists or people that do things like this or would offer to do things like this. And so it's kind of a three-way operation there. So but like I said, a couple of the EAB members thought it might be interesting to participate in that. And given that the communication and canceled meetings and so forth, they just jumped on it, filed the paperwork for the online form, and they'll connect the dots this month. Let's see. My current albatross is the DEP flood ordinance. We sent the draft up to DEP back in February. Our current flood ordinance is not in compliance. It's the flood ordinance that DEP gave us 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and it was found not to be in compliance with FEMA, National Flood Insurance Program, and UCC code. So the new ordinance is now 37 pages. We sent that up, our draft, back in February, and we just got it back, I think, last Thursday after a review at DEP and FEMA. And we still have, even though most of it's boilerplate, there's one or two or three nuts and bolts that are loose in the middle that we have input on. And we've been going back and forth. I've been going back and forth, Mr. Fox, Mike Luneman, our construction official, and Anthony Lopez, who's the floodplain manager at Environmental Resolutions, Harry Fox's colleague there. There's language in one paragraph it's amazing. It's gotten through 2 years of working its way through all 560 New Jersey communities, and it gives you two answers on elevations. And it's, we're kind of beating our head against the wall with DEP because they're saying this thing's ambiguous, and it's not clear. So we're hoping to have to clear this up in the next 2 weeks. We have to adopt this thing by May 13th of this year. So I've had some correspondence over the last several months with the contact up at DEP, along with the other people I've named. So hopefully we can get this ironed out, but it's just frustrating. It's really frustrating that it's gotten like this.
So if we have to adopt this by May 13th, we have to have first read, first meeting in May then?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
We'll put it together for the
So-
May 6th introduction.
Yeah. And lastly, I've got a webinar this Thursday with Congressman Kim's office and DEP on how to streamline and make easier our interactions, municipalities with DEP, and clarify communication. So I'm looking forward to that one.
I think we all are.
Yep. So
Yeah, me too.
that's what I got tonight. Thank you.
Was there a shade tree update?
Shade tree meetings next week.
Did you have the arborist go out and check the tree
I-
on the
I-
riverfront property?
I don't know if he's done it yet. I'll find out next week if he's been there. I have not heard from Mr. Sibilia.
Okay.
Any idea if the tree grant trees are going to be handled anytime soon?
I haven't seen anything from Mr. Matalovich. I know he contacted his point of contact, so.
I know a lot of the trees aren't marked. I saw some marked, but all the arborvitaes at Gateway Park and at the Vine Street Park, I haven't seen any of them marked, but I noticed the two at the Babe Ruth monument have been marked. So I'm assuming that's what he's doing, marking them with an orange or red
Right.
tag. So there's a lot more to be marked, apparently.
Yeah, I know Steve Lennon had recommended that we try to get the new ones in middle April before it gets too warm, so if you could just follow up.
Yeah, because they're going to have the same watering problem again.
Yeah, if you could just follow up on that, would be great.
Mid-April now, and it is very warm today.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike and Vern.
Let's see. I played out on, let's see, was it March 26th, was a Tuesday, at the OEM garage, and we did trailer inventory and cleaning out of some of the OEM trailers out there for the county. The GIF, we had a GIF breakfast on the 27th. It was a safety breakfast, and we were recognized for, in 3 different areas. I tried going back to get the name of, but we've done very, very well. We also received a letter and went to Adam Lippick, the safety coordinator, but it reads, it's our pleasure to report that Delanco Township has earned $2,850 as a result of your outstanding performance in the 2023 Vertical Gift Safety Incentive Program. This award includes a base award amount of $2,100, as well as an additional $750 in additional safety incentive awards. The incentive program is designed to foster safety attitude among vertical JIF members and to promote the safety objectives of the fund. The awards were announced at the annual safety breakfast held on March 27, 2024. You and your municipal employees should be very proud of your accomplishment during this past year. Your dedication to the core principles of safety and risk management and everything you do is the reason why Borough JIF has been and will continue to be one of the most successful joint insurance funds in the state. To ensure that your elected officials are aware of your accomplishments, by copy of this letter, ... And there's a whole bunch more, but just breaking down and different suggestions on where to, you could possibly use those funds. Again, Delanco was recognized at the breakfast. Let's see. History Board, we met. Again, we didn't have enough members there for the quorum, so there were discussions, but no action could be taken. And then this coming Saturday here at Town Hall from 1 to 3, we have our open house. And we have a flyer out in the lobby, I believe, and also on Delanco Facebook page. Let's see, the library met on the April the 9th, and it was just normal business, nothing outstanding that we needed to discuss there. The Burlington, let's see, on last Wednesday, the 10th, Burlington County Commissioners adopted their budget, and probably the biggest thing that we have there is the open space. Let's see, we could go up to 4 cents, but for many years, I guess we were at 2 cents, and then we went to 3. This year, we're going to 3.5 cents for open space for the county.
And they don't have to do a referendum for that, right? Like-
They already
No,
have
they
it.
already have it.
They have
So
the
all
4
along, they
cent.
could have been collecting
Yeah.
They've been lowering it.
the 4
during
cents,
the
but
economy.
when, I guess there were budget issues for the the residents in Burlington County, and there were financial tough times that we were going through, they backed off on collecting that money. But now they're working back up to it. Again, in looking at it, if they want to purchase something as opposed to going out to bonding for that money, and I think last year, we paid almost $1 million in interest on the money that was bonded. And so if we have the funds in our open space at the county level, those are dollars that they can use to, again, purchase farmland and help to preserve land without hopefully going out and bonding more money.
Fern, I always thought that the municipal grants that they had for different municipalities through the years, and probably until the last 3 years, they haven't had it, but I think that comes from their open space account as well.
Yes, it does.
So maybe that'll be an indicator that they'll be bringing it back, who knows, fingers
It would
crossed.
be nice.
Be nice to give us more, right? Let's see, and then on this past Friday at the library, we acknowledged a longtime member who had to retire, and I'll let Matt take that in on his report. Let's see, and I think that's all I had.
It's good news about the open space. The county does a great job with their parks. And, I know many of our residents enjoy going to county parks here in Delanco, Pennington Park, as well as in our neighboring towns and throughout the county. So if they could develop some more great parks, even better. All right, and let's see. I attended the Board of Ed meeting on March 20th. Oh, I'm sorry. Carolyn, I completely forgot about you.
How can you?
Thanks,
forget
Matt.
Carolyn?
I apologize immensely. Go ahead, please. Ms.
Thanks, I'll be
Seuss.
quick. All right. I attended the March Board of Education meeting where I continue to go monthly as my schedule permits to keep up to date as what's going on with the schools, their finances, ask questions. They had a presentation about the roof that's needed, minimum of $1 million. Hopefully they get some funding there and they're going to redo the HVAC, but I encourage all residents to attend these meetings as well, including the April meeting where they're going to have a presentation about school consolidation. So I hope everyone is able to attend that, whether you have kids or not, it's important. March 30th was the recreation egg hunt. That went off really well. Thanks to all the volunteers that were out there. It was a good turnout. It was a week later. It was supposed to be the week before, but because of weather, we had to postpone it. So it was the day before Easter, so we had a little bit less than last year, but it was still a good turnout and everybody had a good time. April 2nd, I attended the Joint Land Use Board meeting. There was one application for Cambridge Properties located at 419 Delaware Avenue. This was just a reapproval of their 2019 garage approval to, in conjunction with the house that they're building on the vacant lot there at the end of Delaware Avenue. They also have a 3-car garage with some attic space. It's bigger than what our township code allows, so they had to get a variance for that, and it was just same thing, nothing had changed, but it did expire. It expires after a year, I believe. So they had to come in again, and they do anticipate starting construction soon. I believe they delayed it because of COVID. They had a lot of issues, like a lot of builders did. They also found, as we mentioned, the redevelopment plan, they found it consistent with the master plan, so there was no issues there, and no questions, really. That was it for that. I attended the Del Rive meeting as well in March. Business as usual. I am the treasurer, so I go to the meeting every month, and Kate's the liaison. So we have our baseball season underway. We'll be opening up soccer registration soon, and they are still looking for volunteers for the concession stands. As of right now, they can't open them for fundraising or for the convenience until they get some volunteers. So if you go to their website, delrivesports.org, you can sign up and help out. You don't have to have a kid in the program. If you have free time, they would love volunteers. On April 8th, we had an impromptu eclipse party at Field of Dreams. About 40 residents came out and witnessed the eclipse, listened to some music, had some snacks, and it was really a fun time. Thankfully, the clouds cooperated enough that we could see the 90% for a couple minutes, so I think that's it.
Carolyn, do you want to get this approved?
Yes, thank you. As I mentioned before, with the Babe Ruth field, Harry is going to be doing a topographic survey of the field anyway because of the basketball court project that we have from the grant. And I am requesting, and I spoke to him, if he could do the whole entire complex, to do a topography study of that so we could get the elevations to assist with maybe coming up with a plan for drainage, how the field floods there, how the outfield floods, how the whole complex floods, basically. He came up with a quote not to exceed, because we approved him submitting a quote, not to exceed $600. And that covers the entire field, the basketball court areas, and part of the improvement project for the grading and the drainage of the field. So I just wanted the committee's approval to go ahead and authorize that $600.
I would make that motion to approve that, we move forward with that topographical survey.
I'll second that.
Yeah, I thought that was a very reasonable
Yeah,
price,
thanks,
so
Carolyn,
thank you.
that's great.
Need a all in favor?
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
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 That's a great price. Thank you, Harry. Thank you,
Yes,
Carolyn.
thank you, Harry. So we'll look to get started on that. I know Richard's working behind the scenes to get some quotes for the courts and get that grant money spent, so thank you, guys. That's all I have. Go ahead, Matt, you're up.
Oh, thank you. Where was I before I forgot you? See, I attended the Board of Ed meeting on March 20th. Kate and Carolyn already touched on that, but like they said, even if you're not a parent in the district, come out to the meetings. It's your tax dollars at work. They all want to see you. Come out. Next meeting is help me out here, Mike, Joanne. Next
24th.
Wednesday, right?
24th.
This whole month is blending together.
24th, yeah.
All right. On March 22nd, I was invited to the Pearson School for a kindergarten community day. They invited various helpers in the community to see what various people do in the community. I was there along with Carolyn, Sergeant Rob Deering from our police department was there, and mailman Dave Rustit was there. And the little kids really did have some great questions for us all. They told us what they thought we did, and we told them what we actually did.
What did they think you do?
Did they say I go to the moon, or was that someone else?
I think they said you were Superman?
Superman, that's
You
right.
were
And,
Superman.
Oh, Superman.
Sergeant Deering goes to the moon, I believe, and what did you do, Carol?
I don't remember, but
Uh,
I know
it
he
was-
said
it was
Sergeant
interesting.
Deering loves donuts.
Yeah,
so
they did say
they
that,
love
that
donuts.
Sergeant Deering
And
loves
then,
donuts.
to cap off the
He
meeting,
didn't
they gave
deny
us donuts.
That was very fun to see those little kindergartners, and it just being in that classroom for an hour, it reaffirmed I could never be a teacher, and I give
yeah, they're
great
really
compliments to what they do. So thanks to Ms. Arangio
Yeah.
and Ms. Crozier for inviting us there. On March 23rd, I conducted a wedding ceremony here. It was a very, very rainy day. That was supposed to be the Easter egg hunt day, so that couple will most certainly have a lifetime of happiness, as they say. If it rains on your wedding day, it was
Yeah.
a downpour here.
Happy the bride the rain falls on.
Yeah. I attended the fire company meeting on March 25th and the commission on March 26th. Regular business occurred. Before the fire company meeting, we had a dedication of 2 new benches in front of the building. One was in memory of Frankie Carmaid, who we lost early last year, and one in memory of Fred McQuaid, who we lost right around Christmas time. So if you're in the area, stop on by, take a look at our 9/11 memorial, and you could do that as well when you come by our hoagies at the hoagie sale next weekend, a cheap plug there, during the townwide yard sale on the 27th. Come on down, we'll start selling them around 9 o'clock or so. There'll be turkey, American, and Italian, plus sodas. Come by, support it, please, they're good.
Boy Scouts?
Oh, yeah, the Boy Scouts will be of course, right, Beth?
Yeah, breakfast.
And they'll be having their pork roll, egg and cheeses, the world famous pork roll, egg and cheeses, and I can't wait to have one of those as well. Let's see, we talked about the Easter egg hunt. Nice job by our rec commission for putting that together. I was there. April 8th, I attended the solar eclipse viewing at the Field of Dreams, and she didn't give them enough credit, Carolyn and Rec. They put this together at literally the last hours, because we found out over the weekend on Saturday that the schools were going to do a early dismissal for the eclipse. So Sunday morning, I think at 7 o'clock, Carolyn texted me and said, hey, what do you think if Rec did an eclipse viewing party there? Went from there, and literally a day later, it happened, and good job jumping on that right away. It was nice to have the community kids out there to see this event, instead of just going home from school and playing on their tablets and other video game systems. So good job by all for that. Last Saturday, April 12th, I attended a luncheon at the library. As Fern mentioned, and presented a proclamation to Ron Naylor, who is retiring from the library board after 37 years of service, including 19 years as the treasurer. And I'm going to read the proclamation just so we have it on the record here, and I did read it at that luncheon to Ron. It's a proclamation of the Township of Delanco honoring Ronald Naylor. Whereas a community possesses no greater treasure than the dedicated service of its people. And whereas Ronald Naylor has served the Delanco Public Library for 37 years as a member of the Board of Trustees, with 29 of those as treasurer. Was it 29 or 19?
I think that was 19.
Okay, well, this one has a typo.
29,
then.
I think.
Was it 29? Okay.
Wow.
Well, even better, wow. And whereas Ronald Naylor has been instrumental in championing many fundraising and program activities for the Delanco Library, such as Friends Helping Friends, Monthly Book Club, and Civil War reenactments, to just name a few. And whereas Ronald Naylor has exemplified the highest level of commitment as a working partner and valued friend of the Delanco Public Library and all of the residents in Delanco in his positions with the library. Now therefore I, Matthew Bartlett, Mayor of the Township of Delanco, on behalf of the members of the Township Committee and all of the citizens of the Township of Delanco, do hereby recognize and commend Ronald Naylor for his outstanding service as a Delanco Library trustee and treasurer, and extend our best wishes to Ronald Naylor. And that was given to him last Friday, and he got another certificate from the, I guess it was from the library board, if I'm not mistaken. Help me out here.
They had gotten him a gift.
Yeah, I think he got some, he got a lot of stuff. Because, he was, for 37 years, it's God bless him, I guess he started when I was in kindergarten. But, you know, that was a nice job. Congrats to Ron. Let's see, where else? Earthquake. I forgot what that was, but I was out running around my role with the Office of Emergency Management, making sure our town didn't have any damages. We did get a call about a possible crack in a road. I was out there along with Chief Tilger and a few of his officers. We looked at it, and Public Service Gas was out there as it was near a gas shutoff. And no, it was just a crack in the road that's been there. But, you know, we all got out there. We assessed the rest of the town. There was thankfully no reported damage, just a lot of our nerves mentally, as most of us have never experienced that before unless we've lived in California. So it was a new experience for a lot of us. And finally, this past Saturday, I attended the Del Rive Youth Sports Spring Baseball and Softball Opening Day, and I was honored to throw out the first pitch. Congrats to Austin Machernik for being able to catch my very high and very outside pitch. I've heard the Phillies are ready to recruit me for this season, which is clearly a mistake if you saw the video. So let's not give them any ideas because we do want a winning season. But that was fun, and it was great to see all the kids
I
out
was
there.
sorry to miss that, Matt.
We did miss you there, Kate. And I'm sure you missed seeing that. What do we want to do? Oh, yeah.
$500 check?
Yeah.
This meeting?
Yeah, we did, yeah. That's up to you. We did receive a check, and I believe we touched on it at the previous meeting, from the Fountain of Life Church. They gave us a $500 check, and they gave the fire department a $500 check. And I would like to make a motion that we donate that back to the church. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
They need the money more than we do. And, you know, they're nonprofit, they're a church. And we received it at the police department, and the fire department received it as well. The fire department responded to the call, and that's something we're going to be discussing at our next fire company meeting next week as well. So I'd like to make that motion. I'd like to ask for a second on that.
I would second that.
Mayor,
No? Yes, am I doing it wrong?
it's okay. At the last page of your packet
Yes.
is the resolution, it's not numbered, but it actually, because this has already been received and deposited, the proper way to refund that or send that donation back would be a resolution to refund that donation.
Okay.
So we can give
Okay.
it, if you'd like to add it to the consent agenda, it would be Resolution 2024-75, refund
Okay.
of donation.
Okay,
It's easy
that okay?
enough.
sounds good.
All right. And that's all I have under my report, and now we will go to the aforementioned consent.
So we're all good on that, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody good? Yep. Mike?
Mike?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Chief, thank you for your input on that
Yes.
also.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate
We really had we had nothing to do with assistance, so it's not, can't accept that money for, even if
Right.
we were there, it's probably the right thing to do anyway, so.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, and we'll go to the aforementioned consent agenda. Consent agenda items are considered to be routine and will be enacted with a single motion. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes. Does anyone have any questions or need anything removed from the consent agenda?
No.
No,
Okay. Ordinance 2024-9, amending Chapter 295, governing vehicles and parking, no U-turn. First reading by title only, and set public hearing date for May 6, 2024 at 7 p.m. Ordinance 2024-10, amending Chapter 295, governing vehicles and parking, no parking certain hours. First reading by title only, and set public hearing for May 6, 2024 at 7 p.m. Resolution 2024-72, refund of lead paint inspection fees. Resolution 2024-73, resolution authorizing employment contract with the Delanco Municipal Clerk Janice Lohr. Resolution 2024-74, resolution of the Municipality of Delanco Township, County of Burlington, State of New Jersey, authorizing the appointment of Sean Gaskill as tax assessor. Resolution 2024-75, refund of donation. Payment of bills, current fund, $329,157.76. Payroll, $125,680.09. Capital fund, $194,777.71. Dog fund, $625. Escrow trust, $11,843.75. Approval of business licenses, 2024-16, 2024-28. Janice, I believe the next one should be -29, I saw in
Oh,
the
yes.
packet.
Yeah, I left the digit out, yes.
Okay.
2024-28 and 2024-29.
Got
on
that.
the agenda.
Thank you. As well as 2024-31, 2024-33 through 2024-40 inclusive. Approval of department reports. We have a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
You're going to add 2024-75?
Yep,
We
I read
did.
that.
You did,
He
okay.
did,
Yep.
yeah.
I was writing stuff.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Carolyn and Kate, roll call, please.
Mrs. Patrick?
Yes.
Mr. Elect?
Yes.
Ms. Seuss?
Yes.
Mr. Templeton? Yes. Mr. Bartlett?
Yes. Correspondence.
Actually, I have none.
Okay. Meeting is now open to the public for comments and questions. This is session number 2. If you have a comment or question, do like Ray did before. Approach the podium, give your name and address for the record, and speak away. Yes, you're now a example, Ray. Come on up.
Ray, I just want to know, is that an original green Eagle shirt or the reissue?
This is an original.
Ooh.
Wow.
This,
It's vintage. It's vintage.
Vintage.
It's
Vintage.
it's more
not-
information than I need to know right now.
It's not faded.
I've kept it wrapped up.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking, because it's not faded at
Never
all.
worn it till today.
One other thing I wanted to bring up, Ray Weber, 22 shifts. As I mentioned 2 meetings ago, that we're having a meeting, I would like to invite a couple of people from the Township Committee and police to come to our meeting on May 9th. I will not be available until the morning of May 9th, because I will be in France.
Oh, good for you.
So I'm just letting you know, if you try to get in touch with me, I have no email or nothing.
It's the best way to go on vacation.
Have a great trip.
Yeah.
When are you leaving?
I'm going off the riverboat up the Seine River to New Orleans, where I always want to go.
Very
Wow.
good.
That's why I just want to let you guys know, in case you try to get in a hold of me. And Janice, I have to see you afterwards,
All right.
okay?
Are you inviting her on the trip?
Darn.
It's about something else that's going on,
Okay.
okay? That's about it, thank you.
Enjoy your trip, Ray.
How do you know it?
Anyone else for any comments or questions? All right, we will close that comment and question of section of the meeting to the public. Discussion items. Affordable housing, new state law and regulations related to round 4.
Yeah, we put that on there. The question was asked when the state adopted the new law. Maybe we thought Doug was going to be here so he could have discussion, but the key thing is for you to decide process, how you want to deal with this, whether you want to invite our planner to come, whether you want to have a special work session on it, whether you want to have a subcommittee. The new state law changes the process. Whether it changes the end result is another story, but at least certainly changes the process and sets some pretty tight deadlines.
Right.
So that's why you can't say, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. So the question is, what methodology do you want to use, a committee of a whole, in separate meetings, subcommittee, how do you want to do this?
So if we do a work session, everybody can be there, right? We just have to publicize it? So I'd like to be a part of the process. I know everybody else has experience with it, so I'd like to be part of the process. So I would vote for a work session where we can invite the planner and anybody else that knows anything about it.
I think it's a good idea to have a work session too. I mean, I've been very involved in it over the years, mainly because I've been up here for so many years, but I think it would be a good idea for everyone. And I think we should start off by inviting Mary Beth and Doug. I think Doug should be here as well. And Janice and Richard. So,
Do you want to do that as part of another meeting, or should we set up like we did with budget and do it one afternoon at 3:30 or 4? How do you want to,
I
how
would
do you
do
want to?
3:30, this way we're not rushed.
that works,
So it's not
good.
tied to this? I don't know, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Do we have any indication when guidelines from DCA will actually see the light of day that we can?
Probably a week before you have to make a decision.
right.
Make that assumption. Don't even ask that question, Mike, you know
Well,
better.
as far, we can't,
Have to be filed by January.
we can plan and wish and do all these things,
Right.
but until whatever comes out of the sausage factory that we can look
Yeah,
at and say, okay,
you
this
know,
is what
Doug
we
and
gotta
Mary
do.
Beth, particularly Mary Beth, will be able to answer that question better than anybody.
It's just a good idea to get a heads up on it and to be
Yeah.
proactive, because being proactive in the past has really helped Delanco. We were probably one of the first municipalities in the state to get our plan approved by the court, the last plan for the third round, and working with our planner, she's excellent, and she has helped us be proactive so that we aren't penalized, and actually by doing that, we didn't have to do as many units as we thought we did, so it really worked out to our benefit. So I would suggest we contact Mary Beth to set up a time that's available for her in the afternoon and move forward.
Richard,
This-
can you remind us of the deadlines again?
I think
The
it's
timeline?
January.
Well, there's multiple deadlines in here. No, I
Yeah.
didn't. October 20th is one of them. The DCA must complete their calculations within 7 months of the bill signing, which makes it October 20th.
Right.
And then we get their information, Mike asked the question, by October 20th, and you have to have a binding resolution by January 31st.
January, yeah.
So that gives you 3 months to be ready. A binding resolution doesn't mean a decision amongst you, but it means all the paperwork written and all the hearings, et cetera, et cetera. So they've given pretty much 3 months. Now, it could be that, DCA gives you the number earlier, but
Yeah.
we know better.
Well, there's two parts of that. DCA produces a number,
Right.
and then the municipality can also come up with their own number to
We
contest
have the
that.
February 28th if you disagree with their number.
Yeah.
It appears to be. I'm
But the
not an
current rules are, the methodology is based on, I believe, a Mercer or Hunterdon County court decision, which is, if you want some good bedtime reading, it's 217 pages long.
Well, that's it.
So, I've been
First, you
through
got
it
to read the
once.
flood, you got to read the flood ordinance first.
I know.
Before
I
you
know.
read that.
I know.
You stay awake through the flood
It's only
ordinance, then you
37.
can be on the Affordable Housing Committee.
Agreed. But it's going to take a while till
Yeah.
DCA figures this out.
So,
Well, because they totally abolished the committee, right?
yeah, well, the Council on Affordable Housing has not been around for
COA
5 or
was-
7 years.
Yeah, that's been gone.
That was
but
abolished, but it
was-
formally did it.
it was
It was
going-
done kind of by,
We were
fact,
going through
nobody's
the
appointed
court
to it.
systems after COA was
crazy.
abolished. And that worked very well, actually, going through the court system. But now they've changed everything. It appears that, the credits are going to be different. They're not going to allow 2
Rentals.
credits for rentals and what have you, and they were pushing them before.
so we'll
So
try to set that up within the next 30 days, if we can.
If they recommend, if they have enough information to have a
Okay.
meeting about it.
yeah, if Mary Beth is.
And I think
ready to
So
move
you're
forward.
looking at like a 3:30 on a Tuesday, like you do your budget workshops. It will need to be published, so we'll need to, lock in a specific date and time.
Right.
So I guess let's see when Mary Beth is available first, and then we could schedule that.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we do it as a work session where everyone could be here, and especially so the public could come. And specifically, any of our school board members and school administration that wants to come, as this affordable housing directly impacts our school system.
Right.
And we need to be fully transparent with what can come from the affordable housing obligations once we know what they are.
Right,
So there's no surprises,
No.
no blame game,
right, no blame
We've
game.
and
been through that
everybody's on
already.
the same page.
Yeah.
We'll set it up at the table down here so that
Yep.
Absolutely.
as many
Yeah.
people who want to come and listen in, and then you can, of course, invite you to participate. That's up to you, right? It's not like you're sitting up here. You're discussing and everyone's hearing. Try to squeeze into the
Right.
room. Doesn't make any sense. We can do it here like we did the budget stuff.
Yep.
Sounds
It
good.
should be a
Sounds
full
great.
discussion with all interested parties, bringing their thoughts to it. So.
Yes.
Very good.
All
All right, well, we'll start working with Doug and Mary Beth, and we'll get back, we'll run things through Matt for scheduling purposes, okay?
Sounds good, thanks.
All right, and the next item on the agenda was the status of the cannabis law permitted uses. We were going to check out the status with Doug tonight on, we authorized that a number of months ago, but Doug is not here, he's out ill, so we'll revisit this on a future agenda.
And I would like to revisit on a future agenda, the sign ordinance. We had put that off till this year, and I thought it'd be a good idea. I know Janice and I think Richard wanted to make some changes in that, editorial changes or something as well, so I'd like to see whatever they have come up with now that the budget's over. I know you've
Yeah, it
been,
needs
I
some.
know you've been
Now we got to
overwhelmed.
implement
I
it.
think
I know, yeah.
we did have a subcommittee for that. I think it was Carolyn and Fern, if I'm not mistaken. So the sign,
Yeah.
That'd be great, then they
you
can
guys
get,
want to keep
probably get
that,
Ed
or-
involved and so on, I can stay out of
You
it.
should take
Yeah.
a spot on that.
Me? She's so generous, isn't she? After I stole her thunder before. I'm fine with that. 'Cause
It's more your forte.
Signs, thank you.
Yeah.
Is Matt now part of
Stop.
that?
So it's gonna be Matt and
Instead of
Fern,
Fern.
that's a
Instead
good
of me.
idea.
Oh, instead of
Instead
you.
of Karen.
You're so smart.
That's
That was
fine.
the smartest thing you ever got out of it.
That was really good, yeah.
We'll fit that in
I
between
looked
our
at it and went to
Comcast
rip my
subcommittee.
hair out.
It's all
Don't
over
do
the
that.
place.
It's a lot.
It's all over the
It's a
place.
lot.
It's
It
a
needs
lot.
to be
Stick with
simplified.
eclipses
Needs to
and
be-
and
It needs to be
recreation.
simplified.
I like
Yes.
fun things, yeah.
All right, all right.
All right,
Good, let's get out of
very good. All
All
right,
right.
does anyone have anything else for this evening?
I have one comment, and I don't want any men here to be offended by this, but I had attended a group at Pennington when we were doing a party for the youth during the summer, and a little girl, I was cutting a cake, and I happened to be the mayor at that time, and a little girl came up to me, and she said, "Are you really the mayor?" And I said, "Yes, I'm the mayor." She said, "Oh," she said, "because I always thought the mayor was a man and was old." And I said, "Now you know that the mayor can be young and a woman." And when you were talking about what these kids said, it's amazing what children think.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny, and I just wanted to add that to your comments as mayor and what have you. I'll never forget that.
I think I remember what they said about me. They said about us, that we save the world.
Oh, you
We'll
said,
go with that.
One small
wow.
ordinance at a time, yes.
I believe there used to be a
That's
show,
great.
Kids Say the
I
Darndest
think
Things.
kids are amazing.
Send you guys an
That's
email,
for
maybe we can
sure.
solve that over there.
Yeah.
I don't believe we need another, or a executive session this evening.
No,
So,
no, we're
we'll
good.
bypass that, and I will beg for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Carolyn and Fern, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for attending this evening.